Hi teachers, this is Michelle, your extra terrific ET, and today's video, it's long. It's 25 minutes long and it's all about teams. But by the end of this video, you're going to have 35 skills under your belt that you can do in teams. I'm going to attach an I can self-assessment. I am also going to attach some documentation about the last two I can statements, which has to do with scheduling meetings in Teams from your Outlook. But for the most part, if you watch this whole video and you can rewind it, you can fast forward it, but there are 35 main basic skills of what you can do with Teams, and I hope that you find it beneficial. If you need assistance, you know you can always direct message me, you can always reach out, and I am here to help you. Let's get started. Okay, everyone, here we go. I have got my coffee. Let's start. 35 I can skills in Teams. Number 1, I can locate my Teams. If you're using your work computer, you absolutely can because the desktop app is installed. It is this purple app that pops up asking for authentication constantly. Yours may look a little different than mine because I went into settings and I changed my contrast to be a little bit darker. Maybe you want yours the default. I prefer the dark because I think it's a little bit easier on my eyes. Number 2, I can identify the difference between the desktop app and the web app. Now, if you notice here, I have got a browser open and I'm using Edge because Microsoft definitely plays better in Edge, and I've logged into www.office.com. Once you log into office.com, on the left-hand side, you see some icons and you'll see your Teams icon about halfway down. Click on that and your Teams will open, and notice it looks identical to my desktop app. It's important that you know the difference because if you ever happen to be on a computer that doesn't have the software installed, you can easily go to www.office.com and access your Teams. It is also where non-DODEA or parents may join you in a team meet using the web. So they will log in via web. Number 3, I can locate other teams that I'm a part of that are hidden. If you look on the left-hand side, you will notice my hidden teams are down here. Maybe I don't want to leave a team or be a part of that team, but I want it to be hidden because it might not be a team that I visit as often. Anytime a team has bold print, then there has been some recent activity for you to go and check out. Next, number 4, I can reorder my teams. You simply grab a hold of the team and move it where you want it to go and how you want it to be organized. Next, I can join a team. This is number 5. Join a team with a code. Maybe someone else has created a team and added you or sent the code out to you because maybe it's a large group and they don't have your information, so they'll send you a code. This is where you enter your code. Next, I can create a team. Create a team is done from the same area where you join a team. I can remove a team from your teams. So if you click on the 3 dots, you can easily leave the team. If you are not the owner or don't have permissions, you will not be able to delete it, but you can easily leave. So maybe you don't want to hide it. Maybe you actually do want to leave the team. Now, which brings me to our next one. I can identify the purpose for each of the 4 types of teams. So you've got class, professional learning, staff, and other. Most of our teams are PLCs. I will say this is a great option to choose if you are a team leader or if you are facilitating a group because it does have a PLC notebook that is automatically installed or added to your team. Just like when you choose staff or you choose class, other options are added to that team that might be useful. So maybe you are leading an adult learning class and facilitating that in Teams, you might choose class. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I can make a team public or private. So for this, we're going to do a tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and make a team. I'm going to make a little practice team, and I'm going to call this Miss Alexander's Practice. From here, you can choose private or public. I like to always just set it as public, and I'll show you later how you can make it private later in the settings. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose public, and then if you click on next, this is where you can add members. If you don't know who your members are yet, you can skip this step and come back to it later. Next. I can set notifications for a channel. If you go to the channel, the general channel, you can set up channel notifications right through here. Maybe you only want to be notified of what's going on in that channel if someone @s you, which we'll talk about that a little further down in the I can statements, but you can turn off or make custom notifications. This is also important in a big channel, and I'm going to use our Humphreys West channel as an example. Since the entire school is added into this channel, anytime something is posted in one of these public channels here, everyone gets kind of a little notice about it, and you can adjust the channel notifications here. And you can do it just for specific channels you want. Maybe you don't want to limit your notifications from the admin, but maybe you want to maybe you want to limit your notifications from the technology channel, since I tend to post there quite frequently. Next, I can set my notification preferences overall. So that is how you set notification preferences in a channel. This is how you set notifications overall. Click on your icon or maybe you've changed your picture here, go to settings, and from here you can click on notifications, and this is how you can set up your notifications for the entire app completely, okay? Next. I can use the filter feature. I like the filter feature. It looks like a little martini glass. So maybe you have lots of different channels and lots of different teams, but you just want to filter it because you know there's something in the technology and you can't find it. So you type the word technology and it will immediately filter your channels for you. The next one, I can set my team's profile settings. Okay, so I made my channel, my team down here at the bottom, and I'm going to click on more options. And from here, I can edit my team. This is where I can change the name. This is where you can adjust those privacy settings that I was talking about, and you can change your icon. Okay. From here, profile settings, you can also manage your team from here. When you click on manage team, this is where you have the ability to add different members and also set up their role. Are they just a member or are they an owner? You can go through the different channel settings that are also set up. If you want, have a look around. There's really lots of options in Teams. Next. I can participate in conversations with individuals or team members. So I'm in my general chat and I want to start a new conversation, and I may say, hi everyone, post a picture and say hello. Okay, so there you go. That's my conversation thread. And now I'm waiting on everyone in my channel to join in my thread. Now, remember, to use Teams effectively is to utilize the conversations effectively. So if you're having a conversation about a particular topic, stay within that conversation before you go and start a new conversation, because it can get so crazy full of conversations. I can attach a file to a conversation. So in this conversation was about, saying hi and posting a picture and saying hello. So all you do is click on the attachment button. From here, you can upload from your computer, and I'm simply going to choose a picture of me. It loads, and don't forget to click send. So it attaches it to the group. Okay, I can attach a file to a conversation. I can join an online meeting in Teams. Maybe you got a calendar invite where it says click here to join the meeting. Makes sense. Click there, join the meeting. Or maybe someone in your team started a meet by clicking this button here, and immediately Teams will open for a meeting. For this particular tutorial, I'm going to turn off camera and audio so we don't get any weird feedback. I'm going to join the meeting. Okay, here we are. So I can join an online meeting in Teams. Now, if you notice back inside the channel, it says join. So if you're in that team and you see that the join button is up, you simply click the join button and you will join into the channel. As a presenter or as the organizer of the meeting, you can also add people by click on, this, and you can start typing a name. and it will begin to find them, and you can just bring people in. So maybe someone in your group just needs like a little nudge to get into the group. You can simply, as the organizer, you can add people to your meeting. The next one, I can present my screen while I'm in an online meeting. So this icon here at the top is to share content. That means present your screen. This is also where you have the ability to mute and unmute your microphone. Some of the other icons and features along the top, pretty self-explanatory. If you're in a meeting, this is where your chat is found. This is where you can raise your hand so the presenter can call on you. This one is a really cool feature, breakout rooms, but that's a whole nother tutorial. I can present my screen. That's where I left off. So you go to share content, and lots of options of sharing content. It takes a little bit to get used to, especially if you're really used to using the tabs and Chrome tabs and Google Meet. But for the most part, if you just kind of look carefully at what you need to show, it will show it. For this particular one, I'm going to share the self-assessment. And notice it's outlined in red so you can see all my I can statements. If I choose something else, like maybe I want to share a whiteboard, which is really awesome. If you click on the whiteboard feature, it's very similar to Jamboard. I think it's even a little bit more robust, but if you go ahead and collaborate on a whiteboard, or you can choose maybe just you edit only. Maybe you want to show things and you don't want anybody else to write on your board, but then it's not a very good collaborative tool, is it? Anyway, so you can go collaborate on your whiteboard from here. You can use some of the features. It's got Post-it notes and sticky notes. One thing I really love is that you can use your scroll, and you can make it super tiny, or you can zoom in really big, and you can move things around. So the whiteboard is really large. Okay, so I can present my screen while in an online meeting. Next, I can schedule an immediate online meeting in Teams called Meet Now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this Meet. And we already did that when we used the little drop down arrow, and Meet Now. So I can schedule a Meet Now. That's how you do that. Next, I can schedule a planned online meeting event by choosing Schedule a Meeting. Pretty self-explanatory. Next, I can find an activity notifications from Teams and chat. So activity notifications from Teams and chat, if over here on the left-hand side has this activities. I love activity because when you click on that, it really tells you everything that's been going on in your team. Think of it as like your Facebook feed. So when you click on activity, it will really bring up all the different things that have gone on. And of course, I have so many different chats. But that's the activity notifications from different teams and chats. Next, I can mention a staff member or group channel. So if I were to, and I won't do this completely because I don't want someone to get a random message for me and wonder what's going on, but maybe here on this reply, if I wanted to let's see. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I have to be in a channel that actually has people in it for them to So I'm going to jump into the Humphreys West channel, and I'm going to reply to this, and I may say something like and because Mr. Kleitz is in this channel, I can him. So notice in a second ago, and it's good that you saw that, if you're in a channel that someone's not a part of, or you're in a team that someone's not in, you can't them. That's why I don't have anyone in my team and I wasn't able to add anyone. But you can always add someone and it'll pull up, and then it will send them a direct message letting them know that they were specifically mentioned, which is a great feature if you have this long conversation thread and you want to @ the original person, or you want to @ someone who was talking in that conversation, just like it works in social media. For those of you who use social media and using the @ feature, you can @ someone. Okay, next one. I can save a message or post to locate it later. So example, Mr. Kleitz posted our Osprey update. I can choose these. I can hover, and you could also got emojis just like you have on your social media, which is awesome. So it's just a quick little thumbs up. I got it. Or, oh, I love this post. That's really funny. Or if you click the 3 little dots, you can click save this message. And when it saves this message, that way that you can find it later, you can also pin it to the top. Maybe you're the moderator of a channel that you want everyone to see every time they go into the channel, because maybe there's lots of conversation. Maybe you're the team leader and you really want them to see a post at the top. You can also pin and save messages. Very similar to Facebook. Next one. I can locate my team files. Now this one's really important. In our main school chat, if you go to our main team and click on general, you're going to notice post, files, and links that are added to the top. This is where files are posted. I'm going to go into my technology group as an example to show you. When I click on files, this is where I have files created. Maybe in your team, your grade level team, you might have quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. You might have information about assessments. You might have information about teams, whatever it might be. This is where you can create and organize different files within your team. Next, or within your channel. Next, I can find my OneDrive files in Teams. Okay, over here on the left-hand side, when you click on files, this is where you have all of the different files that you maybe have uploaded or you have worked with. And if you go down to your OneDrive and you click on OneDrive, you will begin to see all of your OneDrive folders. Now, I know this might be like blowing my head already. I don't even know OneDrive. I just learned Google Drive. We'll talk more about that later, but just know that your Teams is actually housed on a SharePoint website, and you have a OneDrive, which is like your Google Drive. Okay, let's go on back. Next, I can create a channel. So let's use my group as an example. I'm in my group and I want to create a new channel within my team. Click on the 3 dots, add a channel, and maybe I want a channel called Tech Thursdays. So if you're in my team, I will have a channel called Tech Thursdays, and you can set up your preferences how you want those. Okay, so now notice I have a channel called Tech Thursdays, as I like to do my PD day. Now, another little tip if you're creating channels, which you'll notice in our large group, if you know that you're going to eventually have lots of different channels, using a naming structure like 01, 02, 03, 04 puts them in order. So it is a good idea to maybe write down all the different channels before you just dive in and start creating them, because it can get kind of complicated when you start deleting and adding and renaming, and it can just get kind of messy. Okay, I can create a channel. So we've done that. I made a Tech Thursdays channel. Next, I can create a private channel. If I go here, add a channel, this is where you add your privacy. Private. Okay, so maybe you have 10 people on your team, but you just want a private channel with you and maybe 2 other people. Okay, so you can do that and just set specifically who you want in that private channel. Very similar to making a private team. Okay, next, I can manage the settings in a channel just like managing the settings in a team. You click on the 3 dots. You can go to edit this channel or manage this channel. Edit this channel, this is where you can edit the name of it and the description. Click on the 3 dots. If you go to manage channel, this is where you can, have more information about permissions, etc. Okay, maybe you want a channel where everyone cannot start new posts. Okay, but you can set that up. And I always believe that, leave it and then restrict as things happen. You don't want to start too restrictive, because then it really just it blocks people's thinking, I think, in my opinion. Okay, next, I can hide or show a channel for everyone as a team member. If you click on the 3 dots, this is where you have the ability to hide or show, very similar to your channels. Next, I can edit the channel, which we actually already did that one. We can edit the channel here. Okay, I'm skipping ahead. You can tell I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I can add files as tabs in a channel. Just like you can do that in your team, you can also do it within your channel. Again, I'm going to use our Pack Humphreys West. Notice I have files that are listed under General. Looks like this. And Admin has some files. Technology has some different files. So each channel can have different files in different folders. Okay, next, I can add a link or a website as a tab. This one's really cool. So with Tech Thursdays, I'm going to go under there. And if you click on the plus button, you can add from a website. So maybe you have a spreadsheet that your team always looks at or always refers to. Maybe you have a Google Doc that you need to access and you want, or a website, a Google website that you want them to always access. You can easily just add that as a tab across the top. Similar to how I've done it here. I've added our Osprey portal. I've added our new Osprey portal. I've added K through 12 resources, which I'll show you what that looks like. So if you click on that, this is a website. It's a website of all our approved software links. So I added that as a tab across the top. Okay. Ooh, I can leave a team. All right. So again, if you're not the owner, you cannot delete it, but you can leave a team and you have to be invited. If it's a private team, you have to be invited to go back to a team. You can always request being added to a team as well, which a number of you guys have already done with the different grade levels. And if you are a owner or a moderator in that team, you can allow them to be added to it. Okay. I can delete or archive a team. I'm going to show you my example down here. Here, I can delete this team, okay? So when you go to delete, I understand that everything within this team will be deleted, okay? So be mindful when you get ready to delete. It will delete everything, all of your files, all of your web links, and everything that you've done in that team. Okay, the last two I can statements is I can schedule a meeting from calendar in Teams or in Outlook. I'm going to pause here because each of us have a little bit different setup. Some of us have not fully migrated yet. And the way that you create a Teams invite in Outlook is the same way that you would have created a meeting back when we were using Skype for Business. If you open that, it will, and I don't have it on this computer, so I can't show you, but I just want you to be aware that when you go to create a meeting, it'll offer the Teams as an option, Skype for Business or Teams, and it will embed that into the email. Now, I know that not all of us have been migrated completely to O365, so you still have that feature with your Outlook app. I've also attached that in an individual email to you guys. So that tells you exactly, I know we're kind of like in a holding place at the minute because we're not all fully migrated and won't all be fully migrated till March 30th. So if you need assistance with that, refer to the attachment that I sent to you in your email. And then to answer the last one, I can manage meeting options and share a meeting with other users. That also is in the tutorial on how to create a Teams meeting from your Outlook. Please get with me one-on-one if you need further information about that. These are 35 I can statements and I can do in Teams. If you want to dive deeper, please direct message me, meet with me, and I would be happy to go into more detail about these 35 things you can do in Teams. So I really appreciate everyone learning how to use Teams, giving it a good effort. It's really big and there's so much to learn, but I have no doubt that we will get there. And I love how organized Teams is, and I love how all of our collaboration and all of our communication can happen in one location. Congratulations, teachers! You stuck with me through the whole video, or maybe you skipped ahead a little bit. That's okay. You can do 35 things, 35 skills in Teams. Congratulations. Reach out if you need me.